welcome back to my channel. Today is gonna be a life update. Now, forgive me because this is a different camera. I'm using my vlogging camera for the first time. It's a cute little Sony ZV-1 Mark II. I don't know. It's something that Steve bought and ended up not needing because he already had one. So I'm taking over it. I love it. I think it's so easy to carry around. It's literally like a little hand pocket camera. And then my big Canon R6, I think it's an R6, I don't even know. Tanya's gonna kill me editing this because she knows everything about cameras and I know nothing. But that one will be used for Apollo and Sage photo shoots, even the content that needs a little bit more professionalism maybe, not so much YouTube. But let's get into a life update because I promised you guys I was gonna sit down and do this and now is the time to actually do it. So I'm gonna set you guys up. I quickly need to upload a story and get my drink and kind of settle in. And I think I might also make some toast. I've been craving some Vegemite toast and I just bought some new, like, freshly made bread. So this toast is gonna be elite. Yum. And then I gotta quickly put together my niece's thing and then we'll get into it. While that's going, I actually need to check that we have Vegemite because I'll be so upset if we don't. Oh my gosh. We nearly didn't have Vegemite toast and I was gonna cry. Look at this little itty bitty thing. Look at it.
It's just a baby.
It's so little. This stuff is so good and I'm not feeling good. Like I feel kind of ill. So this is gonna be the star of the show. Let's get some butter out because if you don't have butter with Vegemite, odds are you're not gonna like it. Why am I so excited for this right now? I feel like it's a little slice of home. Also, Tanya's bringing me over some lollies. I literally ask every single person that comes and visits me to bring me lollies because I love sweets, but I don't love American sweets. I love Australian sweets because Australian sweets don't taste as artificially flavored. I'm sure they are. I'm sure like nutritionally, they're all the same, but they don't feel nutritionally, like they just don't taste the same. They don't taste the same. Anyway, before I get into it, I want to quickly, wait. Okay, good. I was gonna say there's a beauty filter that this camera has. I think it's got some of it on. You know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna get rid of this because it pisses me off that it's smoothing. Look how, yeah, nah, not for me. Okay, much better. See, we're not smooth. Yeah, we're not for that, you know? Okay, let me show you this little birthday like goodie box that I've put together for my niece. She's turning 10 and she's obsessed with skincare, all that kind of jazz. So I went kind of ham at Ulta, and I got her this little goodie pack. She's also obsessed with sour candy, so that's what I got her. I got her a little headband, like the TikTok girlies that do the get readies with me. I got her all of these little face masks. I got her a little box of Drunk Elephant products, which she's obsessed with. Like she is a brand consumer. She loves brands and she loves Drunk Elephant. And then I got her a little bath bomb. I got her a Tree Hut gel wash. I also got her the matching Shea sugar scrub. These little eye masks, that's so cute. And then I got her all of this candy. So I got her Skittles, Trolley Sour, Octopuses, Airheads. Never seen them before in my life. Sour Patch Kids in the watermelon because watermelon is elite. And that is it. And I put together a little card, but she is going to eat this up. She doesn't know it yet, but I want to be that aunt. Like, you know, everyone has, well, not everyone, because not everyone has that many aunts. But me growing up, my auntie was just like everything. She had everything. She had the cutest clothes. She had the best food, everything. I just got spoiled by my aunt. So I want to be that aunt. The one thing I hate about cellophane is these parts that stick out. Okay, going to give this hair tie a little run for its money. Okay, I'm gonna get some sticky tape. Ah! You wouldn't ever know. Cutest thing ever. Okay, let's get these. I'm a recycler, by the way. This was given to us in a gift. And now I obviously am reusing it to do exactly what I want to do with this. Okay. Little birthday hamper for my niece. I love you, little miss. Chicken nugget. I'm not gonna drop your name because we stay safe out here on the internet. Cute little B-Day present that's gonna sit on the edge of the counter until tomorrow. Let me finish my toast and we'll finally get into this life update, I actually need to drop you guys down a bit because I need to show you this goodness. Okay, YouTube. Oh, crikey, my battery's already dead. Oh, give me a second. Okay guys, here's the problem. I got my cute little vlogging camera, but it came with no spare batteries. So I ordered one off Amazon, hasn't come yet. So if this dies, which I'll be watching, we're getting the R6 out. But let's start from when Dad was here. Let's have a look. Is that the last time that I kind of vlogged and showed you guys everything? Your videos. Last vlog was St. George to New York. So going to New York with my dad. And then we did a 6-minute ad video. And then this one. So New York was incredible. However, my dad comes from the most beautiful place in Queensland. He's waterfront. He's grown up by the water his whole life. So, and it's clean. Everywhere's clean. It's not a big city. He's not a big city guy. So he absolutely loved the experience of New York. However, okay guys, the R6 is out because we died literally within the first 5 minutes of me talking. But New York. My dad loved it, but he also struggled with the smell of pot everywhere. He struggled with the crazy drivers, the homeless people. It was really hard for him to see that. And I mean, just what, you know, every big city has. So it wasn't necessarily New York as a whole, but I just think his idea of New York was very different to the reality of New York. But he still loved it. He said it's a once in a lifetime thing. He will never be going back. But he's glad he got to do it, and also to see the 9/11 memorial, because that's one of his true things that he wants to go to and pay his respects. It's the Auschwitz camp, and then it's also the 9/11 memorial. They're the two things in his life that he wants to visit to pay his respects and to learn about the history and kind of just take that all in. So he did that. We came back, he left, and my dad doesn't cry. Like, my dad has grown up as that gritty man of the house, doesn't cry. Grew up with a dad who was rough. My grandpa's just very old school. He's, you know, he's just old school. He's an old school Australian. He's rough around the edges, and it's only lately in his older years that he's kind of softened up a little bit. So my dad is somewhat like that too, but you catch these moments with him that are just like overwhelming because they don't happen very often. Like, I know my dad loves me. He loves me so much. Like, I know this because we just have, me and my dad just connect on a level. We're the same human. We have the same thinking processes. We deal with things the same. Everything's just so similar. However, I think sometimes he struggles to show love to the full extent of what he's feeling. And when he left, he started crying at the airport, and I just bawled my eyes when I got into the car. And then that night, I just couldn't help but cry. Like, I cried myself to sleep. I literally cried myself to sleep because I don't know if there's ever going to be a time in my life where I don't have to say those crazy heartfelt goodbyes. Like, I don't know when I'm seeing my dad next because I just don't know. Like, life is here. I have the ability. I'm very privileged to be able to fly home whenever I need. But coming into the new year, I need to be, and I'll touch on this later, but I need to be changing over visas and I need to be doing things. And that means I have to remain in the US. And if my dad can't get time off work, which he won't be able to because he just started a new job, I won't be able to see him for however long it takes me to get a travel authorization from the US government, which dealing with the US government in the past hasn't been an easy ordeal. There's just so many people in the US trying to do the same, and so obviously the backlogs are insane. Yeah, I just kind of was sitting there and upset over the fact that I'm always gonna have those goodbyes, whether it be friends, whether it be, like, when I'm in the US, it's gonna be my family and friends that come over, it's gonna be me when I'm traveling back home to Australia, or when I'm in Australia, it's gonna be Steve's family, which I'm getting so close to these days. Like, I talk to his sister almost every day, his nieces, the one I just did the present for, they are my nieces, they are my family. And so when I move to Australia, that's gonna be saying goodbye to them and all of the rest of Steve's family, which there's so many of. If you guys saw our wedding video, you would have literally seen screenshots of some of the family photos we got, which was crazy. I'll touch on that in a second as well. But it just hit me that this idea of long distance, or like, I don't have to deal with long distance anymore with my husband, but now I have long distance friendships and long distance family, and it's just like, how do you win? That's how I was feeling. Anyway, moving on. because I don't want to go into this too much. This is just a lot of emotions, and we're doing a life update. We've got a lot to get through. So once Dad had left, it was only like a week and a half until our US wedding, which was absolutely incredible. We had Steve's whole family here, which was so much fun. They all got here on the Thursday. We had the wedding on the Saturday, and they stayed until the Monday. So we had a good 5 days for Steve's family, which never happens because there's so many of them that so many people can't come to so many things that we try and organize. Not us specifically, but the family as a whole. And having everyone, and we actually booked out this Airbnb at this lagoon spot in St. George, and everyone stayed there. It was just so much fun. I actually felt like I had FOMO staying in our house. We had Steve's mum and stepdad staying with us as well, but I had FOMO not being at that house every second of every day because all of his family were there, like all these people that I love, and all of his nieces and nephews and so on. So it was a ball. The wedding itself was absolutely incredible. There were things that if we had more time, we would have loved to change. Like we would have brought in more lighting. We would have done these little niggly things that don't really matter in hindsight. But on the time I was like trying to, figure out how we fix these problems and how people can have more light on their table when they're eating and blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking about those things. I don't think anyone else was thinking about those things. So we had that. It was absolutely incredible. Since then, we've just been doing so much work stuff. But, before and after, actually, we did some really big days of work stuff for Culture of Motion. So Culture of Motion is getting so close. Like, I think we're like 8 weeks out from launch. So our launch is coinciding with New Year's. I really want to push the fact that we're not releasing in the new year for like a new year, new me concept. It's not at all like that. It just worked out that I actually wanted to release in October, and that wasn't doable because we had so much work to do. But the new year is the financial new year. So technically, as my accountant told me, being someone who deals with Australian and American tax, for me to start money flowing in from a business makes more sense to do that in that financial year. We'll actually be opening up, I guess, pre-sales, like registration and stuff, 1st of January. And the challenge, it's not a challenge, but the program releases will happen on the 15th of January. So we'll have 2 weeks for people to kind of like sign up, get ready for it, blah, blah, blah. And then the 15th of January will be launched. So we're in the stages now where all of the programs that I've written up are going into the app. All the images are going into the app. We're shooting all the content for the app. So all the little headline pop-up, all the little photos for profiles of the trainers, all the back end of uploading everything up to the app is now happening, which is wild, but it also means there's just so many little things that are happening. I have been developing out the mobility exercise library. So instead of just doing like a mobility program that people use as a side program to their main program, I've included mobility into my day-to-day programs, but then I've also set it up so there is a tab that is specifically for mobility exercises, and it's broken down into things like neck and shoulders, back and core, legs and hips, toes. So we're basically breaking up into genres so that you can go as a consumer, I want to do a mobility exercise, or I want to do a mobility session, and I want to focus on my shoulders because I feel like my shoulders lack mobility. I'm going to go into the shoulders tab and I'm going to do 60 seconds of each exercise that Morgan's listed here. I want you guys to almost be your own coach and really dive into the understanding of mobility through this exercise library. I'm giving you the exercises, I'm giving you everything that you need to do. However, you're actually implementing that into your training, your day-to-day life, or just sitting down on the couch while you do exercises. It's gonna be there. It's just a library for you to learn about mobility and the exercises that are good for certain body parts and whatnot. So it's a little Culture of Motion update. It's been a wild ride. There's been so much time, energy, money invested into this business, and I just can't wait to bring it to life. We've had such good feedback on the social media, the Instagram. I've just created a Facebook community page. I just want this app so badly to be a place where people can combine lifestyle and training and really understand what it is, to not have two separate things that they're constantly trying to do, like upkeep a lifestyle with kids and all these things and all these hobbies they want to do, and then have their training plan. I really want it to be a mix because that is my life. That is my relationship with fitness. That is my relationship with anything to do with being in motion. Is it has to be simple and it has to be easy and it has to make you feel good. If you don't feel good doing it, you're not going to stick to it. So that's the whole plan with Culture of Motion. It literally is created to help you keep in motion, even when life gets crazy, even when you got to pick the kids up every day at 3 o'clock and drop them off at 10 a.m. Whatever that looks like for you, I want it to work for everyone. So that's that. Apollo and Sage has so many things coming. We've been dead, like silent on our end for probably like a couple months now. We've done a little restock. We've ordered it. Our manufacturing team is a little bit chaotic right now. We're having some troubles. So come the new year, we're I think going to be doing a rebrand. We're going to be kind of pulling back. We're going to be doing a big sale at the end of this year. Not necessarily a Black Friday sale, but just a big sale, kind of like a moving sale, because we want to get things out of the warehouse so that we create the space for this rebrand and for new products and better quality products. And we really want to dive in and invest into the packaging. We want to create a give back program. We want to put time and effort into making sure that we are doing everything we possibly can as a brand to represent how we feel as owners we want this brand to be like. So we're doing like a full strip back come the new year, full rebrand, and we're gonna just go all in on that, which is so exciting. What else? Oh, social media, content, that kind of stuff is obviously a big part of my life and business. If I'm being completely honest, Instagram content and things like that is just tanking. I don't know if you guys have realized this, whether you're a content creator, whether you're just someone who uses Instagram as a social thing. It has been so hard for people to see my stuff and do things and interact, because I just don't feel like it is the same as what it once was, which is totally fine. This is the thing. Everything about my life doesn't revolve around Instagram. However, it does help, because a lot of the time I'll get messages like, hey Morgan, can I have a mobility routine? Hey Morgan, do you have an upper body workout I can try? And I would have posted an upper body workout 2 days ago. It's one of those things where I just know my content isn't getting pushed out to my following. And I think because of that, a lot of the time people don't really see anything and then they don't find the point in following. So I've lost a lot of followers, which is what it is. It's a content creation thing. It is what social media is. I'm only hoping that the people that are leaving are the ones that don't find any value in my content, and the ones that do find the value are the ones coming in. So fingers crossed. That's how that is, because I honestly wouldn't care if I had 1,000 followers on any channel, but if there are 1,000 engaged followers and they're really getting something out of my content, then I'm happy as Larry. That is honestly the most rewarding part of doing social media. Is obviously you can create a lifestyle app, you can create brands out of it. There's so much opportunity that comes with it. But if you don't have any real world impact, if you don't have anyone actually listening and engaging and wanting to know things, you just feel like you're doing it for nothing. No one wants to just be doing something for dollar signs. Like, ew, that sounds so gross. So yeah, that's my whole outtake, my whole mental headspace around social media right now. I know my YouTube gang, I know you guys love seeing vlogs and you're really engaged in these videos. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because again, like, you guys are the reason why I like to create content. The minute that I'm, seeing people that don't really care for anything, they just want to see random shit and like silly videos and like thirst traps, and I'm just like, oh, shoot me now. I'm not like that. Well, I'm sure I once was when I was younger and I didn't understand the concept of social media, but right now, no. I want to have babies and do things. Moving on, personal life. Let's talk about that, because there's a lot going on in that sense. I want to quickly, before I go into personal, I want to host retreats in Southern Utah, and I just posted about it today. Insane feedback from women that would like to come to one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize a St. George retreat. It's going to be super, super intimate, like to the point where we're all staying in the same Airbnb. It's going to be a girls trip. It's going to be a girls trip full of strangers. But we love that, because in 2023, it's freaking hard to find friends in, wherever it is that you are as a 27-year-old. Like, this is just as much for me as it is for you guys. I would love to spend time with people that are like-minded, love the same things, and are just good people. So I found that every time I've hosted a retreat, I've made some really lovely friends out of it. So we're gonna do a St. George retreat, all stay in the same Airbnb. We're gonna go out surfing, hiking. We're gonna hang by the pool. We're gonna have a cook to come and cook all the meals for us. We're gonna train, obviously, at Fitness Culture. We might even go sand buggying. We will go out, do so many things, go to the lake, everything. So I'm so excited for that. But I am gonna cap it at like 10 to 15 people because it needs to be intimate. You need to have that feeling of connecting with people. And it's also gonna be like a massive slumber party. Like, these Airbnbs have queen size bed, bunk beds. Like, there's gonna be some of you women that are like 4 in one room. So it is gonna be like a kids camp for women in Southern Utah, which I'm so excited for. But passing that over, we're going into personal life. Steve and I are looking to build a house. We've purchased a lot and we are just finalizing our plans for the house. It looks incredible. It's got a massive gym, it's got a massive yard, it's got a pool. Like, this is something of my dreams. The only thing is that we're trying to figure out financially how this works for us, because right now the interest rates are disgusting. They're like 8%, and back in COVID times, which was ideally the perfect time to get a loan, which is so weird to me because so many people didn't have jobs in COVID, and these banks are like, okay, we'll drop the interest rate, and everyone just jumped on it, which was smart. But they were at like 3%. So anyway, we worked out the math, and if we get like a decent loan to basically pay this house off, it just looks ugly. There's a lot of interest payment on it. So we're trying to figure out a way in which we can really downsize this house and save money and not just be paying shit tons of money to interest rates. And whether that looks like, you know, right now Steve and I are looking at houses that are nothing to do with the house that we're building, and they're just a lot cheaper, and we could buy them pretty much, you know, with a small loan and not be paying insane interest rates on it. So house-wise, we're really looking at places to live and be long-term, because right now this home that we're staying in, that we're renting, just isn't doing it for, it's stunning. We love it. However, it just isn't ours. It doesn't feel like ours. So we want something that is ours and that we can kind of change things up, and we can put holes in the wall and we can renovate or whatever that looks like. Renting at the end of the day is obviously just paying someone else's mortgage off, and it makes no sense for us to be doing this right now. In regards to where we're staying, living, blah, 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 we've decided to stay in the US for 5 to 10 years. It won't be forever. We always have a plan to go back to Australia. It will always be a plan to go back to Australia. But there were times during the past 8 months where we were considering moving to Australia next year. That is not happening anymore. I didn't tell anyone about it because we weren't certain about it, and it's not fair to get people's hopes up in Australia or to upset people in the US, like our family and friends, if we're not even sure on it. But we've kind of made our decision in setting down the foundations that we do want to stick to our original plan, which is be here for 5 to 10 years, build our businesses up to a point where we can manage and run things from Australia, and we can have a team here that remains here, or we can sell the businesses if that's where we're at that time, if we kind of want to, you know, get up and just create this lifestyle for ourselves that doesn't revolve around social media or business stuff. Like, we'll always be doing something, but our lives are chaotic, and I don't see myself being able to maintain my life right now while having kids and bringing them up and really trying to hone in on like their lifestyle and their upbringing and their childhood and whatnot. I'm all for being a stay-at-home mum, and there's no way in this world I would be able to do that. So not with the setup that I've obviously created for myself, which again, I wouldn't want to give that up, but I like the concept of a stay-at-home mum because I really do feel like the benefits of that are incredible. Yeah, so that's that. Steve and I, in regards to having kids, I honestly get messages every day being like, are you pregnant? Like, people see a little bump, like literally my belly, like I have really bad posture. Like, I always am like this, sticking my bum out. I think it's a gymnastics thing because you're always told like present, be upright, present, arch the back, duh. I think that's what it's from, but every time I do that, like in our wedding photos, there's like, just the way that the dress sat as well, it looked like a little bump. And to be fair, if I saw that, I'd be like, yeah, she's pregnant, that's for sure. Like, how exciting. But I wasn't. And people are just like constantly asking. Steve and I want to start trying soon. Like we want to start trying to have kids. However, we know it's just not that easy. So we'll see how it goes. I'd love to be able to have kids next year sometime, like to actually deliver kids next year sometime. But we'll see. We'll see what, you know, the universe, what God has planned for us, because like I said, it's not that easy. Especially in this day and age when you're learning about all the things that do go wrong during that phase, because it's just a more common thing to talk about now, which I appreciate so much because there's so much I've learned in the past 6 months just by friends and whatnot. But yeah, so we'll see. But I can't wait to be a mom. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna finish eating my toast. I literally have just sat and spoke for 30 minutes while my toast has gone cold. I'll see you guys on the next video, which is actually going to be me taking my girlfriend through a Culture of Motion workout. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because you'll get a little hint as to what it's like and how good the burn is, I'm sure, as I take her through in the next couple of days, that workout. So have a great day. I'll see you guys soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, to be updated when I post videos. Other than that, hasta la vista.